Gandhi Jinnah talks. We are sorry to learn that Gandhi Jinnah talks about the unity of the Indian people have failed for present. Abhay was not very optimistic about the results of such occasional talks between several heads of communities. Even if they made a successful solution, it would wake up and take the shape of another problem. They were looking for unity between Muslims and Hindus, but in Europe, the fighting parties were Christians. In Asia, they were mostly Buddhists, but still they were fighting. So fighting will go on between Hindu and Mohammedan, between Hindus and Hindus, or between Mohammedan and Mohammedan, between Christian and Christians, and between Buddhist and Buddhist till the day of annihilation. As long as there was the contaminated self-interest of sense gratification, there would be fighting between brother and brother, father and son, nation and nation. Real, real unity would shine only on a plane, plane of transcendental service to the Supreme. Mahatma Gandhi, Abhay wrote, is far above ordinary human being, and we have all respects for him. But Abhay advised Gandhi to give up his activities on the material plane and raise to the transcendental plane of the spirit. Then there could be talks about the unity of all people. Abhay cited Bhagavad Gita's definition of Mahatma, one who concentrates his attention on the service of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. He requested Mahatma Gandhi to adhere to the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and teach its message of surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. In this way, Mahatma Gandhi, through his influential position in the world, could bring about universal relief simply by preaching the message of Bhagavad Gita. Mr. Churchill's humane world. We are pleased to find that leaders of world politics such as Mr. Churchill have nowadays begun to think of humane world and trying to get rid of the terrible national frenzy of hate. The frenzy of hatred is another side of the frenzy of love. The frenzy of love of Hitler's own countrymen has produced the concomitant frenzy of hatred for others. And the present war is the result of such dual side of the frenzy called love and hatred. So when we wish to get rid of the frenzy hate, we must prepare to get rid of the frenzy of so-called love. This position of equilibrium free from love and hatred is attained only when men are sufficiently educated. Until men are were educated to see the soul within the body, the dual frenzy of love and hatred would continue, and a humane world would not be possible. This introspection, Abhay concluded, is easily attained by the service of Godhead. So, Mr. Churchill, humane world implies that we must go back to Godhead. Mr. Bernard Shaw's wishful desire. Mr. Bernard Shaw was congratulated Mahatma Gandhi on the occasion of the later 76th birthday in the following words. I can only wish this were Mr. Gandhi's 35th birthday instead of his 76th. We heartily join the Mr. Shah in his attempt to subtract 41 years from the present age of Mahatma Gandhi. But that does not respect our wishful desire. Neither Mr. Shah nor Mahatma Gandhi nor any other great personality had ever been able to solve the problem of death. The leaders of nations have opened many factories for manufacturing weapons, for auto killing, but none has opened a factory to manufacture weapons for protecting a man from the cruel hands of the death. Although our wishful desire is always not to die, men were preoccupied with the problem of how to get bread. Till this problem was actually solved by nature, man should try to solve the problem of death. Bhagavad Gita tells that problem of death can be solved, although death is very everywhere in the material world. One who attends to me, says Sri Krishna, never has to take his birth again in this material world. There is a spiritual world, non-destructible, and one who goes there does not come back to the reason of death. Why should the leaders of nation cling to the planet of their birth, where death is inevitable? Abhay concluded. We wish that in their hope, in their ripe old age, Mr. Shah and Mahatma Gandhi will make combined effort to educate men to learn how to go back home, back to Godhead. After two issues of Back to Godhead, Abhay had to stop. Printing was costly, but he kept writing regularly, working at Gita Upanishad, turning out new articles and philosophical purports on the scriptures, even in the same book in which he wrote his pharmaceutical formulas. One night, Abhay had an unusual dream. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta appeared before him, beckoning. He was asking Abhay to leave home and take sannyasa. Abhay awoke in an intensely emotional state. How horrible, he thought. He knew it was not an ordinary dream, yet the request seemed so difficult and unlikely. Sannyasa. At least it was not something he could do immediately. Now he had to improve the business, and with the profits he would print books. He went on with his duties, but remained shaken by the dream. In 1945, the war over and India still in turmoil under British rule. Abhay saw a good opportunity to make his business more successful. In Lucknow, 600 miles from Calcutta, he rented a building and opened his own factory, Abhay Charande and Sons. It was a major investment requiring 40,000 rupees to start, and he began on a larger scale than ever before. Also, according to law, to ensure that he was not dealing in the black market or misusing chemicals, he had to employ three government inspectors. Yet, despite a high overhead, he established a good market and his products were in demand. He closed his small operation in Calcutta and concentrated on the Lucknow business. Although the building was known locally to be haunted by ghosts, Abhay had not been deterred. But when he began his operation, some of the workers came to him frightened. Babu, Babu, there is a ghost. Then went through the entire building chanting Hare Krishna, and after that, there were no more complaints of ghosts. On November 13, Abhay wrote to his servant Gauranga, mentioning some of his difficulties in Lucknow and asking him to come there to help. In this letter, Abhay spoke bitterly of his wife Radha Rani and Rajana. Gauranga Prabhu, please accept my obeisances. I received your letter dated 7th. Due to lack of time, I could not reply in time. I stay here alone with some servants. If I leave now, then I have to close everything down. Due to my leaving once and closing the business, I have lost about 10,000 rupees, and the goodwill has also been affected, and my enemies have increased. That is why I'm fighting, practically taking up my own life. I am staying here all alone in the middle of so many difficulties, not for nothing. That's why I was writing to you repeatedly to come here. As soon as you receive this letter, show it to Dabra. Take at least 10 rupees from him and come here. When you come here, I will make arrangements to send money to your home. What's the point in holding you back with an excuse that there is no servant or night servant? I try to serve them enough by keeping servants, maid servants, and cooks, but up until today, they have not come attached to a devotional service. So I am no more interested about these affairs. When you come here, uh, then I will go to Calcutta. If I see that they are interested about devotional service, then only will I maintain my establishment there. Otherwise, I will not maintain them anymore. Bring a quilt for me, your somebody. Yeah, we can stop here. So as we have read today, Srila Prabhupada was asking Mahatma Gandhi to work on bringing uh, everybody under unity, not to fight for one country or and also it says that uh, death is permanent. If war fights between Hindus or between Muslims or one religion to another religion within the same religion, everybody has to die. Only way to get out of it is, as Bhagavad Gita says, serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I think that's how Prabhupada was, requesting Mahatma Gandhi and just explaining to us, nothing of this is permanent other than serving to the Krishna and it is service to the Krishna. That is the only way we can come out of this death.